In a distant kingdom nestled between mountains of silver and rivers of gold, there was a city known as Veritas. The people of Veritas were known for one thing above all else: their unwavering commitment to the truth. It was said that the city itself thrived because of this principle, and that the moment lies entered its walls, Veritas would crumble into ruin. At the heart of the city stood a grand palace where King Alaric ruled. Alaric was a wise and benevolent king, known for his fairness and his belief that truth was the foundation of justice. But beyond the palace, hidden deep within the city's ancient library, there was a legend, one that spoke of a mysterious artifact, a glowing crystal said to hold the absolute truth of the world. Whoever possessed it would see reality for what it truly was, without illusion, deception, or misunderstanding. Many had sought the crystal, but none had returned from their quest. One day, a young man named Calder, an orphan raised in the city's poorest quarter, found himself questioning the nature of truth. His parents had perished under mysterious circumstances, and all his life he had been told that they had died in a tragic accident. Yet, as Calder grew older, fragments of whispered conversations and hidden documents led him to believe there was more to the story. He longed to know the truth, no matter the cost. Driven by this burning desire, Calder set out to find the fabled Crystal of Veritas, believing it would reveal the truth about his parents. His journey took him through forgotten tunnels beneath the city, across treacherous cliffs, and into the heart of the forbidden forest, where the crystal was said to be guarded by an ancient and unseen force. For days, Calder wandered, facing trials that tested his courage, wisdom, and will. Along the way, he encountered those who had given up on their search, warning him that the truth was not always a gift, but a burden too heavy to bear. Yet Calder pressed on, for his need to know the truth about his past outweighed any fear of what it might reveal. At last, Calder found the crystal, nestled in a cave illuminated by its radiant light. As he approached, he felt a strange pull, as if the crystal was calling to him. He touched it, and in an instant, the truth flooded his mind. He saw his parents, not as victims of a tragic accident, but as rebels who had plotted to overthrow King Alaric. They had been discovered and executed by the king's guards in the dead of night. Their death had been covered up to protect the kingdom from unrest, and Calder had been spared to grow up without the stain of their treason upon him. The weight of this revelation crushed Calder's heart. His parents, whom he had idolized, were not the heroes he had believed them to be. The truth he had sought so desperately was more painful than any lie. But as he stood there, tears in his eyes, Calder realized something profound. The value of the truth was not in its comfort, but in its clarity. It did not promise happiness or solace. It only offered understanding. With this understanding came a choice: to live in the shadow of the past or to shape his own future, free from the chains of deception. Calder returned to Veritas, no longer the naive boy who had set out on his journey. He approached the king, revealing what he had learned. King Alaric, impressed by Calder's courage, did not punish him for knowing the truth. Instead, he welcomed him into the council, for a kingdom ruled by truth needed those who understood its weight. From that day forward, Calder became a trusted advisor to the king, using the lessons he had learned to guide the kingdom with wisdom and integrity. And though the truth had once broken his heart, it had also given him the strength to rebuild himself and his life anew. In Veritas, the value of truth was no longer just a legend, but a living principle, embodied by those who understood that while truth could be painful, it was the only path to true freedom.